Hello, beautiful souls. Today, we're diving into a powerful message specifically tailored for you. Dear Taurus, a transformative energy is swirling deep within your sign, bringing with it an urgent call to action you simply cannot ignore. A foundational shift is on the horizon, and before you let the fear of instability tighten its grip on your heart, let's take a moment to understand that this upheaval is not a punishment. Instead, it is a liberation, a necessary step toward building something more solid and grander than you can currently imagine. But first, I want to hear from you. Comment below with the phrase, "I am ready to build my true foundation." This will not only help you affirm your readiness for transformation, but will also inspire others in our community. Right now, there's a remarkable cosmic alignment occurring, a prolonged presence of Uranus, the planet of breakthroughs and sudden change, right in your sign. This astrological transit acts as a catalyst for profound and sometimes shocking changes in the lives of Taurians. It's as if the universe is sending an energetic earthquake to reveal the cracks in the foundations you've so carefully built. This planetary configuration creates what ancient astrologers called the tremor of truth, an energetic shake-up that forces you to re-examine everything you consider stable and secure. During these moments, transformations that might typically take decades to unfold are accelerated, often through unexpected events that force you to reevaluate your core values. What's truly fascinating is that this shift will manifest uniquely for each Taurus, perfectly calibrated for your individual growth. This transition won't unfold in a single dramatic event, but rather as a carefully orchestrated series of occurrences. Each step is divinely calculated to provide the right amount of challenge your soul needs for its next leap in consciousness. If you could see clearly, without fear or attachment, what foundation in your life is ready to be honorably rebuilt. This shift isn't about losing something valuable. It's about demolishing unsound structures so you can build a stronger edifice. Imagine reinforcing the foundation of a historic home. The house is still there, but now it will stand firm against any storm. Throughout history, spiritual masters have taught that true security comes not from acquiring more, but from the willingness to build upon a foundation of truth. Jesus spoke of building one's house on rock instead of sand. Buddha emphasized impermanence as the path to enlightenment. Sufi mystics sang of emptying the cup to be filled with divine wine. Now it's your turn to embody this timeless truth through your own experience. In recent days, have you noticed situations arising that gently, or perhaps not so gently, push you out of your comfort zone? The stability you once cherished may now feel like stagnation, and familiar paths may no longer seem to lead where you want to go. These aren't mere coincidences. They are cosmic nudges, guiding you toward the evolution that awaits. What if you lived with complete confidence that everything being shaken up in your life is simply making room for a more solid foundation that is already on its way? There's a deeply spiritual dimension to this imminent shift. Ancient esoteric traditions taught that the human soul progresses through cycles, each designed to develop specific aspects of our divine being. When a cycle completes, the soul naturally seeks to transcend it, even when the personality resists out of fear of the unknown. Taurus, you are on the brink of completing a significant cycle in your soul's journey. The discomfort you may be feeling is akin to a seed poised to break through the soil. The familiar shell has become constricting, almost suffocating. Metamorphosis is no longer optional. It's a spiritual necessity. This transition is linked to a greater purpose. Every Taurus experiencing this transformation contributes, often unknowingly, to a broader collective shift in planetary consciousness. Your courage in facing instability and rebuilding creates ripples of possibility that inspire and ground those around you. Astrological configurations suggest that this transformation is especially connected to your values, security, and authentic self-expression. The universe urges you to leave behind outdated definitions of success and safety, the times you held onto a job that no longer brought you joy simply because it was stable, or maintained relationships that no longer nourished your soul because you feared being alone. What more solid and authentic version of yourself is waiting on the other side of this necessary reconstruction? Now, here's a crucial warning you need to heed. How you navigate this foundational shift will determine whether your experience is painful or graceful. Resistance and stubbornness will create friction, while conscious acceptance will pave the way for a fluid and even joyful transformation. Many people make the mistake of clinging desperately to what is cracking, wasting precious energy that could be directed toward co-creating what is emerging. Others go to the opposite extreme, rushing to demolish everything impulsively before all the lessons have been learned. Wisdom lies in finding balance, honoring what was while remaining open to what is coming. Trust your intuition during this period. As a Taurus, you possess a direct connection to the wisdom of the earth, the patient, nurturing intelligence that grounds all life. This inner wisdom always knows the way, even when your logical mind hesitates at the crossroads. What is your inner wisdom already telling you about this necessary shift that you may be hesitant to fully acknowledge during major life transitions? A fascinating energetic pattern emerges, what Eastern mystics call the fertile space of emptiness. This sacred interval exists between the end of one chapter and the beginning of the next, where all possibilities lie in potential before they crystallize into reality. This space is precious and powerful, yet often misunderstood in our fast-paced culture that values constant activity and immediate results. Learning to comfortably inhabit this void is one of the most valuable spiritual skills you can develop during this transition. Allow yourself to fully feel the emotions that arise during this shift: anxiety, relief, fear, hope. Don't completely identify with any of them. Observe them as you would clouds passing across the sky, recognizing that they are temporary visitors in your consciousness, not your true identity. Some spiritual traditions recommend creating small personal rituals to honor significant transitions. Perhaps you could write a letter of gratitude for the old foundation that once supported you, perform a symbolic ceremony of release, or simply spend time in silent contemplation in nature. These gestures help your mind and heart process change, creating a conscious closure that honors the meaning of what has passed. What practice or ritual could help you honor and release what is ending, creating a conscious closure that opens space for new beginnings? Synchronicity will play a crucial role in the weeks ahead. Pay special attention to recurring patterns, numbers that appear frequently, or significant coincidences. These are signs that you are in alignment with the divine flow guiding you through this transition. Particularly powerful will be encounters with people who seem to appear by chance but deliver exactly the message or perspective you need at that moment. These individuals are often disguised divine messengers, placed in your path precisely when you're ready to receive their wisdom. What symbols, patterns, or synchronicities have been appearing in your life recently, possibly pointing the way to your next chapter? This foundational shift, while it may initially seem daunting, is actually an act of divine love. It's akin to a farmer tilling the soil, The process may be disruptive at first, but it is precisely what allows for a more abundant and healthy harvest. At the highest levels of consciousness, there are no true endings, only transformations. Energy is never destroyed, it merely changes form. What you are losing is simply being recycled into a more evolved expression, more aligned with who you are becoming. The ancient Egyptians, who held the Taurian energy of stability and building in high regard, understood this concept deeply. They did not perceive death as an end, but as a passage to a more expansive state of being. Similarly, this shift in your life is not an end, but a portal to a more authentic expression of your divine nature. Remember, Taurus, you are a being of the earth, created to build and nurture. Like the earth itself, you exist in a perpetual state of cyclical growth, transforming one form of matter into another, creating life and abundance in the process. Transformation is not something that happens to you, it is your core nature. If you could view this shifting experience from the perspective of your immortal soul, how would it alter your understanding of what is truly happening? In the coming weeks, you'll likely notice an acceleration of events related to this transition. Time may seem to compress during significant life changes as reality reorganizes itself to accommodate your next level of expression. This acceleration is not meant to overwhelm you. Rather, it minimizes the period of uncertainty between the old and the new. Physically, you may experience shifts in your energy patterns, periods of needing to connect with nature, followed by a deep need for rest. Honor these rhythms, as your body processes not only emotional and mental energies, but also more subtle frequencies, recalibrating your energy system. Emotionally, prepare for a cleansing. Emotions that were suppressed or ignored may arise, seeking acknowledgement and release. This isn't a sign of regression, it's a sign of healing. Just as a wound sometimes needs to release impurities before fully healing, you too are undergoing a necessary purification. Mentally, you may oscillate between extreme clarity and phases of confusion. This is a natural recalibration of your mind, expanding to accommodate broader perceptions and deeper intuitions. During moments of clarity, take notes. Your higher mind is offering glimpses of the path ahead. How can you create space in your daily life to process and integrate the intense transformative energies moving through you? Now, the nature of this foundational shift has a unique quality for each Taurus, but shares a common purpose to release you for a more authentic and powerful expression of your true self. To better understand what is being released in your life, pay attention to 3 key areas. 1. Observe resistance. Notice where you feel contraction or resistance. Situations that once flowed easily may now feel forced or artificial. Conversations that felt natural may require effort, and activities that previously brought joy may now seem empty. These clues indicate what has already completed its purpose in your life. 2. Follow attraction. Note what naturally captures your attention and energy. New ideas or possibilities that spark genuine enthusiasm. People whose vibrations resonate deeply with you, and creative impulses that arise spontaneously. These are signs of the new that is already emerging, even as the old is still ending. 3. Pay attention to dreams. Be attentive to dreams and visions that offer symbols of transformation. Think of houses, gardens, landscapes, and cycles of construction and renewal. Your subconscious often understands and accepts change before your conscious mind, communicating through this symbolic language to prepare the way. Remember, Taurus, you are not losing anything. You are being released for something greater. The energy of Taurus was never destined for stagnation or limited expression. You are literally made of the same energy as the Earth, destined to build, nurture, and inspire others through your steady, reliable expression. What new expression of your authentic self is emerging, waiting to be recognized and embraced as you courageously release what no longer serves? The way you navigate this shift will determine not only your immediate experience, but also what comes next. Here are 3 keys to transform this transition into a journey of empowerment and expansion. 1. Practice sacred surrender. This doesn't mean giving up. It means consciously aligning yourself with the flow of divine intelligence guiding your life. Recognize that a greater wisdom is at work, even when you can't see the complete picture. This surrender is not a sign of weakness, but a supreme strength, the courage to trust in your evolution. 2. Cultivate radical gratitude. Honor everything coming to an end. Each experience, relationship, or circumstance you're releasing has served a divine purpose in your journey. They were teachers and catalysts that brought you exactly where you need to be now. Honoring them with sincere gratitude transforms even the most challenging experiences into gifts of growth. 3. Maintain a beginner's mind. Approach the unknown with openness, curiosity, and acceptance. Release rigid expectations about how things should unfold and remain receptive to the infinite possibilities beyond your current conceptions. In many spiritual traditions, rituals mark significant transitions. Consider creating your own personal ritual to honor this shift. Perhaps write a letter of gratitude, bury it in the earth to symbolize the transmutation of the old, or spend time in silence and contemplation in nature, allowing the earth's wisdom to support your transition. What ritual or meaningful practice could help you honor this shift, celebrating all that was while opening space for what is to come? There's a communal aspect to this transition. While each Taurus experiences this shift uniquely, you are not alone on this journey. Others around you are navigating their versions of this transformative energy, often without fully understanding the broader process. Your courage in facing this transition consciously not only facilitates your journey, but also illuminates the path for others. As a true Taurus, you have the potential to transform your personal experience into a grounding force, demonstrating that it is possible to navigate great changes with grace, dignity, and even joy. This quality of being a steady anchor is part of your natural gift, and now it is being elevated to a new level as you integrate the lessons of this foundational shift. Your capacity to support others through their transitions expands exponentially. The ancient storytellers spoke of heroes who had to abandon the familiar world to embark on a journey into the unknown. This is your journey now, no less epic for occurring within rather than without. How could your personal journey through this transformation serve and inspire others facing their own moments of foundational shifts? And so we arrive at the heart of this cosmic message. A foundational shift is inevitable, but its meaning and impact are entirely in your hands. What could be perceived as loss can be transformed into liberation. What might seem like an end can be embraced as a portal to expanded possibilities. Be attentive to those who unexpectedly enter your life during this time. Often, the universe sends exactly the teachers and companions we need to support critical moments of transformation. These human angels can appear in the most unlikely places and surprising forms. Above all, remember that you are infinitely vaster and more powerful than any transient circumstance in your life. As a Taurus, you carry the energy of the earth itself, the source of life, nurturance, and stability. This steady essence remains intact, regardless of what changes occur on the surface of your life. If you knew with absolute certainty that this foundational shift aligns perfectly with your highest destiny, how would you experience it differently? Share your thoughts in the comments about how this message resonates with you and what insights or guidance you've received regarding your own foundational shift. Your experience can illuminate the path for other Taurians navigating similar transformations. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for ongoing guidance during this transformative period, and activate the bell to be notified when we launch our next special video about maximizing the opportunities that arise after this necessary shift. Remember, steady Taurus, you are not made to remain in a cramped space. This foundational shift is not a moment to fear, but to celebrate. It is the catalyst your soul has chosen to propel you into the next and most glorious expression of who you truly are. The universe is clearing your path for a more authentic and solid expression of your true nature. The only question that remains is, will you stubbornly cling to what is cracking? Or will you courageously pick up your tools and begin to build the truly valuable, solid life your soul deserves?